Like, take two. Because, God damn. I don't even want to do the setup anymore. Hey, Colby.
Yeah, Barry?
I just want to let you know how fabulous I am. Oh, no. One of these days. I'm Barry.
And I'm Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. How's it going, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. We are on the last leg of our musical tour, and we decided to watch the not sequel, not prequel, but the equal. Shock Treatment, which is actually it's a sequel.
It's kind of a sequel to Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah, but it has nothing
to do with it
at all. So
it's basically Brad and Janet from just a few years later.
Now married,
having trouble in their marriage, and going to visit Denton,
which they never explain. I feel like it's Denton, Ohio.
It could be. I think it's Denton every state.
Oh, is it like Springfield?
Yeah,
in The Simpsons.
And interesting fun fact, just to like start it all off with, everything is filmed inside the studio, and they've kind of made it as the studio is the city, and it originally wasn't scripted that way, but there was a Hollywood union strike, so they weren't allowed to film outside of the studio. So instead of being like the town of Denton, they were like the TV studio of Denton.
That's like a strange loophole. Well, I guess it sort of explains like why they're never outside of the studio.
Right.
Because as I was watching this film, I kept thinking, I was like, did they go outside yet? And just, there's always an audience. So I was just like, okay, is this just taking place all like for one show?
Right. Yes.
So I got confused because I was like, are Janet and Brad, who were a part of the audience, have become a part of the show?
Yes.
And then she becomes some sort of reality star?
Yeah. So it's a weird, like, look into the future, because it's like the 80s before reality shows were about, and then this is all about how reality shows have completely taken over TV and the minds of all the,
all the audience members are just consumed with watching other people live their life.
Yes.
Like, why is Keeping Up with Kardashians a thing?
Right.
That is an empire built off a sex tape.
What's the new one? Floribama Shore?
Oh, yeah, I did see something like that on YouTube. I don't know why like people are so interested in watching. But then I guess it's bled over into like YouTube and all that stuff where like there's vlogs.
Right.
And all that stuff. And I'm just like, I don't know how interesting you can be for me to watch like a 20-minute video of you eating. Unless it's like Casey Neistat. But that's only because he does like drone shots. He has like a story.
Right.
So,
but even like the whole Twitch, that's all completely watching people play games and
but I also think
stuff like that. And
I also think it's maybe because like some people like I used to love playing video games like growing up.
Right.
But now it's just like I don't have time because I have to do all these other things.
Dumb adult stuff.
Dumb adults, student loan stuff. But I always want to see how a game progresses, so maybe I'll have it in the background to see like, oh, that's happening in that game. Oh, so I don't have to play it myself, but it's but I guess there's also the whole mukbang thing where people eat in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Right, which is like a weird thing in Asia. It just kind of bled over here, but it is what it is. But yeah, this is totally just like sort of seeing into the future in this film, Shock Treatment, where Janet, our main protagonist, is sort of being consumed by like the doctor and TV execs.
Yeah, and just the glamour of becoming famous is like totally mesmerizing to her.
Well, yeah, so
and how easily the TV execs can like brainwash her, because when it ends, they well, not quite at the end, but they say that the entire thing took place in a 24-hour period.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, this whole, her emerging into this huge, national reality star, all happened just in this, like, almost overnight. Well, I mean, in the show, overnight, technically.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, man, maybe I needed a second watch for this.
I got a lot more out of the second watch, because I watched it twice this week. And, like, I hadn't seen it in probably 10 years, and I remember it being way better than it was. Not that it's bad. And then, like, because when the first time I watched it, I was like, oh man, I have to apologize to Barry, because this is a rough road here. But then I watched it again today, and it was like the satire of it, I guess, I got more, and like it flowed better, and it I got more out of
the second watching.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely think it's just sort of like, it's because like on the first view or like the first round, it's just so much to take in.
Right.
And so like you sort of get caught up in the songs, and you forgot what happened prior to that. This film definitely, it's sort of. So I was like reading like YouTube comments on it.
Right.
On this thing, it's like, oh man, it's like it's trying to stay sane in an insane world. A lot of like these hipster like deeper meanings, but I get it. But I always just see it as like pretentious.
And there's no like middle of the road reviews on this. It's like, this is the perfect sequel to Rocky Horror, or this is complete trash. Why did they ever decide to make this? You can't follow a show as good as Rocky Horror.
All right. Yeah, so, but I mean, I think, sort of like, it's always hard to do a sequel to like anything, especially, like Rocky Horror. It has such a huge cult following.
Right.
At this point. So it's just like, for them to sort of not cookie cutter the sequel and make it almost its own type of movie with only just like having reoccurring characters in it.
Right, yeah.
Is, I think, probably the best way to follow up Rocky Horror.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're just going to do a quick overview of the film. Because, I mean, like I said, unless Kobe can really go, like, break down this movie how we usually do, I will be giving you the spark notes of everything I've seen. So I'm just gonna go over the plot, and then we're gonna just pick at the movie. That way, it's not gonna be like super long as far as like the plot details go.
Right.
And all that stuff. So we do open up. It's a live TV show audience. They're doing some sort of it's like almost like a news report type of deal, but then there's also like a show before that.
Yes.
That is it like a doctor thing? I never knew who that the suit guy was.
Yes, he's like the like the super reality show.
Oh, like not Maury, Jerry Springer or something like that.
Right, but also more like nowadays I'm trying to think who would be
Dr. Phil?
Maybe like a Dr. Phil, right? But besides reality show, he's also doing the game show. He's doing the other thing.
Oh, he's like Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey would probably be
game show. He has his own talk show. Yeah. And so we do get the first number. It's Denton. Welcome to Denton or something.
Yes.
Where they talk about how awesome Denton is.
Right.
Then we get a couple shots of the audience who are all clapping in sync, except for Brad.
Because they're just showing, not that he doesn't want to clap in sync, but he's bored and he has no rhythm and just, yeah.
But Janet, who's right next to him, can clap on rhythm. She's sort of into it, but she's embarrassed about Brad because he keeps clapping off rhythm.
Yeah.
Brad is a very clumsy character. I haven't watched Rocky Horror in a long time, so I just don't remember Brad's character from the first one.
He wasn't as
clumsy. Maybe.
So I think they're trying to show the boredom of the marriage.
Oh, okay.
And you start a marriage like in the Rocky Horror house, like it's just gonna be nothing but boredom after that. There's like if that's the start, you gotta. There's no uphill from there.
Oh, so you're saying that we all have to start in sort of like the vanilla.
Right.
Before we get like the birthday cake, the rocky road.
Yeah.
Those are all like, what's it called? Those are all metaphors for threesomes and bringing food into it. But yeah, and so apparently someone pulls them off the audience panels. The Steve Harvey of the show, he's like, hey, why don't we send Brad to a mental institution?
Right, because in the game show, they show how poorly connected they are as a couple.
But Janet says, like, what? About Brad? She's like, he's clumsy or something? Or...
Yeah, and just that, that she's bored and there's no excitement, And so they say it's because he's got a mental disorder. But they can cure him because that is basically their other reality show. Oh. And so they're like, let's take him to this. And since now you're by yourself, we will take you to this third reality show that's going to be all about you. But on the way there, we'll stop at this fourth reality show, which is about your parents. And that's the reason you're here in Denton, because your parents are on a reality show.
Yeah, see, this definitely warrants a second viewing, because I did not catch any of that on the first one. But you know what? Like, it's amazing because all those little shows that's in here are shows in real life now.
Right.
We have, like, shows about rehab.
Yep.
We have, like, shows about, like, on TLC about, like, parents, whether they have 9 kids or,
yeah,
I don't know. We have like solo shows about influencers, so that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, so Brad gets against his will, he gets locked up in a sort of mental cage.
Basically a prison. Yeah.
Yeah. But he's like tied up in a straitjacket, just in a chair.
In a chair, gagged.
Gagged. Janet is doing her show. But, like, I think at this point, she's still, like, I want to see Brad.
Right.
Like, she's not, like, 100% into the idea of having this show that she has.
Right. Because she's not famous yet. She hasn't gotten the starlight bug yet.
Yeah. But then, like, the parents are, like, they've pretty much, yeah, they've acclimated to what they're doing. But it almost seems like they're trapped also in this studio.
Right, yes.
Right? Even though, like, they never explain why they're only in the studio.
It's a weird twist on, like, real life. Like, because of the writers or the Hollywood union strike, they were forced to do it all inside. And I think it works better that everything is inside the studio.
Yeah, okay.
No,
yeah, I was gonna say it adds to like sort of this, what's it called? Very contained insanity type of feeling,
right?
Where like even though they have so many sets, it still feels like you're trapped in there with them.
Yeah, and I'm like even the audience is dancing along, so it's almost like the audience themselves is its own show.
Right. Oh. Well, I mean, it's basically every laugh track that they've used up until like the early 2000s, right?
Right.
They're like laugh tracks from like the 50s, and so like whenever you watch the show and you heard laughs, it's like those people are dead.
Yeah, right. The canned laughter. Yep.
Right. So yeah, I guess maybe like in their own right, the audience members are also trapped.
Right. Yep.
But yeah, and so like throughout this movie, we sort of start to see the descent into some sort of madness that Janet has.
Yeah.
Because throughout it really just follows her mainly. Brad is mainly in this mental institution where he's like locked up. Sometimes they go visit him only when Janet wants to go.
Right. They've started to convince her that her being a star is going to make Brad happy for her, and the happier he is for her, the more he'll respect her. And so it's like, oh, well, you know, if I'm doing this, if I'm becoming famous for him, then it makes it more okay. And then it's kind of like, as fans start to follow her, she gets more into herself. And then, you know, as the news people and everything are like, but how's about Brad? Pretty soon she's like, stop asking about Brad. I don't really care. Ask about me. You know, I'm getting tired of talking about him.
This movie,
I haven't seen him in like 12 hours.
I think if I was Brad in that situation, 8 out of the 12 hours I would have just went to sleep.
They keep drugging him, so it's pretty much what
her too. Doing. They keep drugging her as well,
right?
And so like we do have two characters. That's like a doctor and a nurse who's sort of overseeing Janet's like whole health,
right? And they are the butler and maid from Rocky Horror.
Oh, like the original?
Yeah. So there's 4 people from the original Rocky Horror that come over in. They're all different names in here, but they are very similar parts.
Oh, okay.
The doctor.
Yeah.
The actual doctor, who's with the woman who gets fired.
Yeah.
And they're trying to like sabotage us. He's from the original Rocky Horror. He's the doctor who teaches you how to do the time warp dance.
Yeah.
The nurse, the sexy nurse, she was the pink-haired, like sequined pants.
Yeah.
Girl
from Rocky.
From
okay.
Rocky.
Oh yeah, see, I definitely need to watch this in a higher definition. But yeah, so we do sort of go through this whole like situation where Janet, her ego becomes inflated. She, you know, when they ask about Brad, like they're like when the parents ask about Brad, she's like, oh, he's in there for his own good. Like, his own good.
Right. And that's when Dad's like, Brad's just a weirdo. And he goes into, like, the best song of the movie about how to be a man.
That song is definitely not okay for today's...
It is a very misogynistic song, and it is definitely no longer politically correct in any way.
Well, the best part of that song is the ending, at which I was like, when I was like listening to it, I was like, you know, if I was thinking about the times, it's like, yes, every man wants. He's like talking about every man should have no problem with sweat on their brows,
right? And they should mow the lawn, and they should wax their car.
They should know how to make a drink.
Yeah.
But then he goes into probably like the worst thing you can call a homosexual, I don't know how to say it. Gay guy?
Yeah.
Or a gay person. Yeah, and I was like, oh, wow. It's exactly the same way I felt when I watched The Breakfast Club for the first time. And then on Jude Nelson's locker, it says the F word. Touch my locker and you will die, F word.
Yeah.
But it's the F word for gay people.
Yeah. Yes.
And I was just like, oh my god, no, you can't do this song anymore. This is why there's no recreations of Shock Treatment.
Yes.
But there are plenty of recreations or like reiterations of Rocky Horror.
Right, and it's almost the opposite, where Rocky Horror is embracing the transsexual, and this is, Dad is certainly
not
condemning the gay.
But yeah, so we follow Janet. Towards like, and then what's it called? Brad, he starts to sort of like haunt her in some way.
Right. They start having dreams and stuff about each other as they're like in these drug comatose.
Yeah. And so like Brad, I think at this point Brad is just like, he just wants to get out. But Janet now even has groupies following her.
Right.
Throughout the studio.
It's like 6 people. And it's interesting, of all the people in the audience who all cheer for her, there's only like 6 people who really follow her, which is, again, like a weird stab at reality shows where everybody's like, I love reality shows, but how many people, like how many groupies does like Jersey Shore actually, well, it's probably more than other ones, but you know.
Right. I mean, I'm pretty sure Paulie, because he's the DJ, he probably gets more.
Right.
But the other ones, I don't.
Yeah.
No one's like knocking on their door like, hey, we want, we want to hang out with you. No. What really makes me sad is that these reality show people who are just like normal people, later become like these like like they want appearance fees to come places. It's like, how important, like how relevant can you? You know what though? Good for them, because they're just trying to make as much money as they can before they can.
Right. Sorry, it's a little side story. Not even a real side story, but Puck was the like really obnoxious guy who always rode a bike from like MTV's Real World or something, and that was the first one who he got kicked out of the show for fighting and being obnoxious.
Yeah,
and it was the first one who ever started that. I'm going to start making appearances at conventions, and you can hire me to come to the grand opening of your bar or whatever. Come meet Puck, the guy who got kicked off of Road Rules or whatever MTV show it was.
I think the only one that was ever really successful after appearing on a reality show is Jamie Chung. The girl who was Chi-Chi in the terrible Dragon Ball Z movie. I don't know what else other movies she's been in, but she's been in more stuff than anybody else.
Right,
which is crazy.
And there was a guy, Judd Winnick, ended up being a comic writer, and he was on that, and I think it really launched his career. Because it was, at least then it was a name, and all of a sudden you could get that where it was like, hey, this is my new comic, and I was on, that was another MTV.
Yeah, Road Rules or Real World. The only reality show I like to watch is Terrace House on Netflix. And it's only because these, another side note. If you guys have never seen Terrace House, it is pretty much sort of the same structure as Real World. Except these people still go to their everyday jobs.
Okay.
Like, they don't, like, Real World, you have to, like, move somewhere. Which, I mean, they still do, but then they still pursue their own jobs. Like, Real World will give them to work at a juice bar or something like that. Yeah. And then, like, the time frame is a little bit weirder because, like, sometimes you won't see one of the housemates for, like, an episode. Because why? Because he was at work. And it's like super mundane, like it's not, no one's trying to get famous off of it, even though they relatively, like they do, they gain a following, but that is like the only reality show I will watch because it's so awkward and like, it's just like real life, I think only Asia I think has house sharing, where like a group of people, like there's like someone who own a big ass house. And then they'll like lease rooms out. Okay. For like, students or like,
it's got to be here too. I can't imagine.
Yeah, it's called halfway houses. When criminals come.
It's true.
I don't think that's not really a big thing here though.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, it should, because at least that way, if you die in your room, someone would be like, "Oh, I smell something funny." Because, man, I remember living in apartments and never, like, even seeing my neighbors sometimes. Right. So I couldn't even be like, well, 102, he always comes out on Friday nights. No.
Yeah, where I live, upstairs, when I first moved in, there was a little old lady, and she had a poodle. And she walked it and saw her every single day. And she'd always give me the gossip of what was going on. And then I knew she was moving, and I saw a moving van and somebody else moved in, and it was like literally 2 years before I knew even saw that person. I mean, I had my own business, so I was working like super long hours, and it was obviously different hours than them. It just never ran across him. I was like, really like 2 years before I even saw the person who lived there.
So then that means, Colby, that if you die in your apartment, it will take months before the smell permeates through the rug and upstairs.
It'll smell like poop because I won't even decompose because my cat will eat me. It'll just be like 3 weeks worth of cat snacks.
But yeah, so I mean, okay, so the movie, back to the movie. I think we went on like a 4 or 5 minute tangent about reality shows and dying alone. Oh my god. Colby, don't worry. I will knock on your door if I don't get a text from you for a week. Yeah, so we get to the sort of the end part. At this point, Janet has been sort of manipulated by Brad's twin.
Yes.
Who is the owner of the Farley Incorporation.
Yep.
Who, if you notice in the beginning of the movie, they have like an acronym for, it's 5 F's. Right?
That kind of form into a swastika.
With extra like legs. Because then like it's in a circle and then like their logo, it just circles back into one big F.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, that's a swastika, dude. You can't, you can dress it up however you want. But yeah, and so that's how they continue to manipulate her, because sort of halfway through it, she still wants to see Brad, but then Brad pops up, Brad, air quotes, pops up on a TV saying, I want you to be more famous. It would make me so happy. This like movie almost has a really good message that a woman should have her own career and her own goals.
Right.
But she's only doing it to make her man happy. Just like what her dad wants to see her do.
That is true. Yeah.
But towards like when we get to the end of the film, Farley, who's saying this is the face of our company. She is the poster child of mental. What was it? Mental.
Sanity Today.
Yeah, Sanity Today, and it shows up to be her.
Yeah.
But she looks completely crazy, almost.
Right. Very drugged out and very, like, just
zombified.
Zombified, yeah.
Yeah, and, he's going through this speech. He's like, I'm fine now. Or, like, no, they know, the audience knows that he's Farley, right? And not Brad?
Yes.
Yes. Only she doesn't know.
Right.
And so, like, he's, I think, running for president or something?
Right, because he's now bought enough TV time that he is starting to control the country. Boom.
Another scary prediction. Trump. But yeah, and so, like, he wants her to be his first lady and all this stuff, but out of his poster comes Brad, because he escapes, and they get into this weird argument where he's like, you're trying to seduce her.
Right, because it turns out that they were twins that were separated at like the age 5, and Brad had a good life with his foster family and then met Janet, and then Farley had a really bad life. And so he was motivated by like revenge and hate and greed, and that's why he became this rich and famous person. And then once he saw his brother being happy with Janet, he was like, I have to take that from him. He's as miserable as I was.
Which is like the only thing that made sense for me. It was the only clear motivation. Like, there's so many Korean dramas about that. I don't want you to be happy. I want you to be as miserable as I am. Which is...
Right. And then it kind of ends with that a really fun... Not fun. It's a really dark song. But it's a good, fun filming of a song where it is Brad versus Farley having, like, this, like... this
singing
song battle,
yeah.
But since they're both the same person, it was well done. The song wasn't horrible. It was.
They couldn't afford to film them on the same frame,
right? And it was the 80s, so it would have been difficult to.
Yeah. I mean, look at Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito.
Right? You could barely tell them apart.
Now, just kidding. I'm pretty sure it's easier for Danny DeVito to get buff. But yeah, and then so the movie just ends there. Like, the family gets into a car.
Right. So yeah, Brad and Janet leave, but then Farley can just... He just basically grabs another girl and says, "This is the new face," and the audience goes crazy, showing how easily you could replace a reality star with just the next pretty face. And so he doesn't get Janet, but he basically wins also. Right? He continues to you see he's like you know he's gonna run
he's gonna run for president.
He's gonna win.
Yeah.
Because the world is sheep, and they just want to follow whatever is famous at the moment.
It's true. But yeah, so Janet, Brad, and then her parents, they finally get to leave the studio, and we get them in a shot riding a white car out of it, and then the credits just roll.
Right.
So this movie, Kobe, what was your first thoughts on the film?
I had seen it a long time ago. When I very first saw it, I was excited because it was like, what? I didn't know it was a Rocky Horror sequel. And I watched it with somebody who was very into this new movie. And so it really hyped it up. And I was like, this was fantastic. And so when I was coming up with musicals for movie week, I was like, we're going to watch this one because this is great. And then, like I said, then I rewatched it by myself, and I was like, this is not the same movie I remember.
Wait, is it because you watched it with the person who's really excited about it?
I'm looking back, I believe that was my joy of the movie, was somebody else was super excited about it.
Yeah.
And so it was infectious, and I liked it because
they liked it. Right. It's probably just that energy they brought when watching the film.
Right.
Did they watch it prior to you watching it?
Oh, they were big fans, and they were like, "You didn't know it was a sequel? We gotta watch this."
So for me, I also didn't know that there was gonna be a equal/sequel of Rocky Horror.
Right.
But I just remember I'm pretty sure I watched Rocky Horror a long time ago. I was probably in the 10th grade. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I like Tim Curry. Clue.
Right.
So it was okay. I wasn't such a big fan as everybody else that knew about it was. Mm-hmm. Of Rocky Horror. So I was like, oh, okay, this should be fun. The first one was strange. This will be strange. And it was strange in a different way, which I did appreciate about this film. Besides the Man song... Was there any other songs that you enjoyed in this film?
There's a couple songs that are just there's a song Janet sings that's just mumbly, and it doesn't seem, it's supposed to be her becoming famous, but it was just bad. It was a bad song. It was not good. I couldn't really understand the words. It didn't lead me I felt like the song was supposed to. I really like the Man song just because it's hilarious.
It does not reflect Colby's ideas of what a man should be.
Not at all. Not at all. I think I probably found it funnier now than I did the first time I watched it. Because it's now so politically incorrect. Where it was I think back listen to NWA or the 2 Live Crew, and that was you weren't allowed to sing those songs, so it made them awesome. It was oh my god, 2 Live Crew's my favorite band because I'm not allowed to like them, I feel like that's how this.
You're not the demographic.
This song is extra funny now because it is so politically incorrect.
It's almost like a South Park song.
Yes.
About how offensive it is.
Yep. But there's a song where Farley's trying to seduce Janet, and he sings about how he's not the king, he's the ace.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And it's kind of saying well, Brad's your king, but I'm better. I'm the ace.
Was it Farley's song?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. One of the songs I did enjoy was probably Little Black Dress.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, that's cool. I like that. I like the concept because, it is true. Every woman, maybe, I don't know, for some reason, I don't know how to compare it, but every woman always has. They always say that you always have to have a little black dress.
Right.
Well, I guess same for men. You should always have at least one suit.
Yep.
So, that one was like a really nice upbeat type of song, and it's like a duet with like her and the doctor.
Yes.
Because she's like, I don't know if I should be famous or whatever. I forgot. Her confidence was like dwindling down.
Yeah.
And this song wasn't like a major like makeover type of song. It was just a song for her to.
But it was a little bit, and he was kind of like, he started off where he was like he's talking. He's like, I love being a doctor, but what I really enjoy is making clothes. And the clothes make the person, and then he sings the song about how everybody needs a little black dress, and they kind of build the dress as they're singing along, and it's one of the catchiest songs.
Yeah,
like I said, there's quite a few songs in here, like the Denton song at the beginning. It's catchy, but man, it's slow, and it's just like it's not as your opening number. It didn't get me into it. It's just like it's just drug.
I actually kind of liked it a little bit. Only because maybe the only reason I liked it is because of how offbeat Brad was, like how awkward.
Right.
And so that was probably like for me. I was gonna ask you what was your favorite
and it did kind of pick up a little bit later in when the audience kind of got into it, and they're all like, dun, dun, dun,
yeah,
dun. Yeah. But yeah, the beginning part where they're just kind of
it's too slow for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I was gonna ask you what were some of your favorite parts, but for me it was definitely the awkward clapping.
Right.
The moment Brad leaps through the photo and sees his twin brother and he calls him a seducer. Cause I don't know. I guess now it's only because it's such a like tame word. You know, it's not like. You sister,
right? Right. Yeah. If they were filming this now, he would. The man song would be very tame compared to this, but he would have come out there like flinging curse words because just jumping out and being seducer that would have like no effect now. Like,
okay. What were some of your favorite parts, Colby?
Like when she comes out, she's like they're talking about how great she is at the end. They're like introducing her as like the face of everything. And people are like giving her free things. The guy comes out to sell his cars, and he's like, "I'm gonna give you this like new car."
That's what a lot of people can expect from me for Christmas. Almost new pants. I mean, you know.
And then there was one song where I didn't really necessarily like the song, but the way they filmed it was really cool. Where it kind of kept going from window to window, showing the people like in their windows, kind of getting ready for bed. And it was the weird thing where the two doctors, which are supposed to be brother and sister, are like...
Were they brother and sister?
They were. They're a little S&M in it, so that was weird. But then when they turned off all their lights, there was still like this blue light in the background, so then everybody kind of became silhouette-y, it was just super cool the way they filmed it.
Oh, okay, yeah. I totally did not know that the doctor... was brother and sister with the assistant.
They had the same last name, so I assume.
Oh, maybe they're married.
They were not married.
Oh. Kobe. So I feel like you remember Rocky Horror a little bit more than I do. So how would you?
It's been a long time since I've seen that too. But I had a friend in. Oh my god, this would be forever ago. But I had a friend in high school who was obsessed with that movie, and so. I probably saw it like 10 times in high school, and like shortly after, he dressed like not Curry? Rocky Horror, but the Tim Curry character, the transvestite, for Halloween, senior year of high school, and had to get sent home to change. And it was.
I remember some girl when I was in high school. Some girl had to turn her shirt inside out because it was a Jack Daniel's shirt.
Oh. I remember stuff like that. Yeah.
So you're dressing up like Tim Curry in school. I'm pretty sure it was frowned upon.
Yes.
If I got sent home, I would have just stayed home. Like that's exactly what I would have told the dean. Like, hey, I'm just gonna stay home if you're gonna make me go home.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah. So how would you compare this film to Rocky Horror?
The acting in that is much better. The story is much clearer. Like I said, like when I rewatched this, like the first time, I was like, I don't really even know what's going on. The music is catchier. Again, like the second time I watched it, I started getting into the songs more. But a couple days ago when I watched it the first time, I was just
he fell asleep.
I fell asleep. I was like, I was just like, I'm like, this is not doing it for me, and I'm a little tired, and this music's just gonna lull me to bed. Where in Rocky Horror, I felt like all the songs were very upbeat and like, just like every song grabbed you and pulled you in.
Oh yeah. So if you had to pick the two, Rocky Horror.
Yeah. This is I can totally understand how this is a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
But I to me not an equal. I mean, it's not bad, and I mean, when we get to our rating, I would have this in my collection, but.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I like I said, I wanted to watch Rocky Horror before I watched this, just so I could have some like notes to compare it. I just didn't find time to do it, because me and Kobe are both working adults with bills to pay.
And sorry, another little side note. I never saw it, but apparently there was a 15-minute movie setup kind of that was filmed when this was released, so that filled the gap between the two. That led in from Rocky to this to make it so that you knew it was a sequel. Because if you can certainly watch this without watching Rocky Horror and never know that this was a sequel.
Well, they do say it in the beginning, right? I believe. No, did they say it in the beginning that this isn't a sequel or a prequel? It's an equal?
I don't know if this says it or if I saw some reviewers say that.
Oh, okay, probably. Or like one of those like descriptions of the film, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like the one thing I do remember from the Rocky Horror films is that it was, like I said, like the music was just more catchy. It stays upbeat. The story in that one was more clear cut. It sort of just felt like almost like Rocky Horror would feel like almost like a Broadway play versus this one would maybe be off Broadway.
Yeah, no, that's probably a good way. And I mean, like Rocky Horror, maybe it didn't do so well straight out of the box office and then became a cult classic.
Yeah, but it did. Yeah, that's that's exactly what happened with it.
Like I felt like the budget on this had to be like pennies on the dollar off of Rocky Horror.
It's true. Well, like you said too, they were doing the whole strike thing, so
right, yeah,
they really had to contain how much story they can really tell. I did notice on a YouTube comment that someone had said, I feel like this would be a lot better as a series. So that way you can take everything really slow, stretch it out, and then make it come back together, like American Horror Story Season 2. Like the one where they're like in the insane asylum or something like that.
Yeah.
I feel like, and
then you have the characters who carry over from season to season, but aren't the same person.
Yeah.
I could totally see that.
See, so maybe like, I don't know, but it's also really weird because American Horror Story is the same creator as Glee, so.
Oh.
Yeah. Right?
That's awesome. I didn't know that. We gotta mention Glee because it's musical month.
Yeah. Glee season 1 and 2, and then after that's whatever.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, so definitely, I feel like this on its own, it's okay. The songs aren't catchy enough for me. They're this one is more like shock factor almost.
Right.
I think they experimented a little bit more with how they filmed this movie more than they did with like Rocky Horror, which is it felt like sort of just like a movie play.
Yes. Yeah.
Type of deal. This one felt like more experiments because then they have like when they're doing some of the songs, it's like an all red like room or type of filter, but then they would like overlay it with like things that are happening.
Almost like places. It was like because the budget was smaller, they were trying to be more artistic, to counteract the fact that they couldn't make these huge sets and stuff. So they were like, hey, well, we'll make a little small set and then we'll light it differently and we'll have cool camera angles and stuff to try to offset that. Well, and a lot of that did work.
Yeah, it did work. It made it feel bigger than what it actually was. It gave it more room. So I think like that was really cool. Like I think they tried more techniques for this one.
Right.
Just to really like stretch out their sets and all that stuff. So we are gonna go to the rating portion of it now. If you guys don't remember, or if you're new to the podcast, our rating portion goes stream it, used DVD, new DVD, used Blu-ray, new Blu-ray, and in this case a double box Ultimate Collection. So on a side note, the reason why we don't have any like ratings to say skip it is because I feel like I should have explained this a long time ago. Is because even we're just two people. I feel like there's always gonna be an audience for every movie.
Right.
And so always give a movie a chance. Like, you could always never watch it again.
Right.
Yeah.
And if we most likely if I watched a movie and I hated it, I would not say, hey, Barry, you should watch this too, and then let's trash it. Because I'm not about trashing the movies. Just like you said, every
there's an audience for everything.
I love a lot of bad movies, so...
You should see Kobe's DVR. It's filled with sci-fi shark movies. But yeah, so Kobe, how would you rate this film?
Okay, so I feel like it's this weird tough mix because like I would almost go that ultimate box set, but it would have to be like we'd get Rocky Horror in there, we get some soundtracks in there,
Also, like both movies, 2 soundtracks.
Yeah,
right?
that would make that interesting. I don't think that there would be enough
demand for it.
Yeah, and I don't think there'd be enough extras to really warrant a Blu-ray.
Yeah,
I would probably go new DVD on this because I like to have in my collection, and it's probably not a movie I would watch by myself. Maybe occasionally, but not often.
Yeah,
where like there's some bad like movies that I just. You're just like, hey, I'm having a bad day. Let's throw this in, and just
go to town.
Yeah, like the Sylvester Stallone Judge Dredd, man. Anytime that's on TV, I'm flipping through. I'm like, oh, I gotta stop on this. This movie is horrible, but I'm gonna watch it.
I love that movie.
But kind of like I was saying, like I had a friend who was really hyped, and that's how I first saw it. If you got a group of people together who liked musicals, I think it would the experience of watching this just like the original Rocky Horror. That's a group movie. Like that's how that cult thing where people go to the movie theaters and watch it and throw rice at the screen and
dress up
and dress up yeah. Because I could if you were in a city that had that. A little bit more of that mentality in New York City, LA, like a San Francisco, I could see there being a cult following for this and being people who got dressed up and went and,
Yeah, but I feel like this one would have to, I feel like it would have to be a double feature.
Yeah.
Like no one's gonna be like, oh, Shock Treatment is playing at the art house.
Right. I don't know.
You think so?
Maybe. I think it wouldn't take too much to get that to catch on.
But it would definitely have to. You definitely couldn't do it where we live. It's like Las Vegas. We don't really have like an art house theater.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like a San Francisco, San Diego, like a New York. Yeah, this is nowhere Midwest is playing this. Where you could get like. You know, I could see you being like in like Denver or someplace like that and getting a Rocky Horror going.
For me, I'm not a really big. It wasn't really my kind of movie. Maybe on the second watching it'll get better, and then maybe like later on in another like episode I will change it. But this one is definitely for now. It'll be a stream it. Like, I feel like if this movie had more catchy songs for me,
right?
Because I love like Kobe. I love musicals as well. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned that I one summer had watched nothing but Grease, and then I proceeded to mention I also watched the whole trilogy of Star Wars the next summer, so to even it out, right? But Grease is sort of just like the pop song of musicals.
Right, yeah. Every song in Grease is catchy. You see, yeah.
And, it's John Travolta before he became a Scientologist. Olivia Newton-John still looking like a snack.
She was definitely an early crush for me.
I feel like for people who grew up like with Grease, like when it first came out, is what like... Olivia Newton-John?
Yeah.
Olivia Newton-John was to Colby what Amy Jo Johnson, the Pink Ranger, was for me.
Oh, okay, right.
Who grew up in the 90s.
Right.
Because it's sort of like she's like, in Olivia Newton-John, she was sort of just like a very girl next door type of deal. So was the Pink Ranger from the original Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a weird tangent I just went on. But yeah, we're coming to the end of the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We have not set a theme for next month, but we will find out.
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
We'll figure it out. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. And yeah, give it a watch. Like I said during the whole rating rant. Maybe it's Colby will buy it on new DVD. I would just stream it, but it might be for you, especially if you're a Rocky Horror fan. And I'm pretty sure like a good chunk of us, like me and Colby, we at some point didn't know that there was a sequel/equal.
Right. Yeah, and totally. Get a group of friends together, get some drinks going. It'll make it a little bit easier. But yeah, I mean, especially you get one person who really enjoys it. It's infectious, and everybody will enjoy the movie a whole lot more.
Well, like the moment someone starts singing along, it kind of like hypes up the movie. It makes the songs more exciting.
Yeah. Because
he's like, Connor loves this movie. Such a white name. I don't know why I said it.
Yeah, Connor singing the dad song.
Connor's he was the old ex-head football captain in high school, and he loves that man song. But yeah, definitely give it a try. Like I said, it might be for you.
Right.
And it definitely warrants a second viewing, because there's so much. And
it's currently free on YouTube with selected commercial breaks that had maybe...
Right? Yeah, like
maybe about 5 commercial breaks in it, but it's free in the full movie.
So you're really not losing anything by it.
Right.
But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I'm Barry.
And I'm Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. Theme music is by Lee Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage on the FMA.com under the albums Music or Podcast 3.
Thank you.